Namaste, I am Bansuri Bliss Founder Dr. Kerry Kriger, February 1st, 2026, coming to you live from Colombia with my Bansuri, and we are going to play Tilak Kamod. Three holes closed as Sa. Most important note in Indian music. And I've got my tambura tuned to that Sa, which is at precisely F plus 32 cents. I got I Tabla Pro going right there. And you can hear that in the background. I'll turn it up a little bit. And turn on some Swarmandala. Oh, I'm in the, I got incorrect background. Actually, it's correct, but let me add in some Swarmandal. There it is, coming from a relatively decent speaker. Not my phone speaker. Phone speakers put out bad sound, so get yourself a better speaker or headphones coming from your phone. Saw. Take a deep breath. Exhale it all out. All right, we're playing slow. We're playing Alap with no rhythm at the moment. We'll introduce some rhythm shortly. Okay, take a deep breath. Consciously, continuously breathe outwards. Let it all out. Okay, control it. Control the volume. Volume over time, it should be decreasing. All right, or at least when it starts to decrease, let it decrease slowly. Glide in like a nice airplane landing. Okay, except that way as time goes forward. Time's not going in reverse anytime soon. All right, there's Saw. Let's just go through the scale. Yesterday we started with key phrases. You can go to yesterday's video. The January 31st, 2026 Tilak Kamod video is up on YouTube, so go find that one way or another and watch that. Yesterday we started with key phrases, and then eventually we did the scale. Okay, let's just do the scale in its simplest form. I'm not going to give you the 6 ways to play the scale like we did yesterday, the ascending scale. But let's just get the basics, because then we're going to go to the composition, a composition. Re, 2 holes. For now, let's skip the ga and let's just go straight to the ma. Should ma, a natural fourth. All right, partially closed, partially open. All right, not like that. That's tivra ma. We're going to be like that. All right, sa, re, ma. Pa, conceptually 6 holes closed, but let's go ahead and lift this top finger closest to your face, okay? up to the shid knee. All right, when we ascend, we're going to go pa, knee, pa, knee. All right, pa, knee. Every time that we move up, we need to blow a little bit harder. High saw. All right, we've risen an octave. All right, we started at saw, we ended at high saw. Let's descend. Sa, pa, big drop in Tilak Kamod. Sa, pa. All right, we have to do it smoothly on a flute. You can use a little bit of the wave as opposed to just going like that. Sa, pa, da, ma. Tilak Kamod is a vakra raga. It's crooked. We don't just go straight up and down generally. Okay? Sa, pa, da, ma. Sometimes you can go da, pa, ma, but often it's da straight down to the ma. Ga. Alright, sa, pa, da, ma. You can hang out on the ma if you want. Or you can go sa, pa, da, ma, ga. Come to the ga. One finger down. What always remains the same. Take a deep breath every single time. Whenever you can, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Consciously, continuously breathe outwards. Keep the air moving out. Don't stop between notes. All right? You're probably not thinking, I need to stop between notes. But if you're a beginner Bansuri player, there's a high chance you're doing it unconsciously and it'll sound bad. Because when we don't breathe outwards, when we're not exhaling on a flute, no sound will come out. That means you're going to have these breaks between notes. So you need to consciously, continuously breathe outwards. Keep the air going out. We can slide through the ray. It can be audible a little bit. Or you can either just slide through it from ga straight down to the saw, or you can have just a touch of the ray, but don't hang out on the ray right there. Let it keep falling. Alright, we'll say that's a simplified scale compared to yesterday. Yesterday we did 6 different ways to go up in increasing complexity. Alright, and then coming down was a bit more notes than this, but we'll say at its most basic, that covers the notes that we're going to be using, so now you know the notes. We've used all the notes from the major scale, right? Bilawal, Tat, as it's often called, or Shankara Bharanam, maybe, in Carnatic music. Maybe Dinesh remembers what it would be called. One of the, probably the first Malakarta, maybe. I'm not sure if it truly is. Maybe it's not. But anyway, major scale, known as Bilawal, generally in North Indian music. We've used all the notes from that, but we don't just go straight up and down hitting all the notes, okay? Because we're playing Raag Tilak Kamod. Sa re ma ga re sa. Sa pa. Practice your low notes. Pa, ni, sa, ni, sa. A little ornament. Really, there should generally be ornaments on all the notes, okay? Sapa, sapa. Versus coming to knee should be a meend, slide up. Try to get a little bit of connection between the notes, between the paw and the knee. Sa, pa, ni, sa, ni, sa. If you have a seventh hole, make use of it. All right, pa, da. Remember da down to ma? That means I need to go da and hit it and roll down to get the shid ma, because this just by itself is a tiver ma. I need to roll your flute inwards and lick a little up flute, and you can get down the extra half note. Right? If you do it while blowing, you'll get the meend, because you're rolling it, and it will be decreasing, and you can listen until you arrive at the shid ma. Come on. Nisa to nisa. All right, here I just kind of, I don't fully come to the saw. It's like an ornament at the end of the knee. A little saw touch at the end of the knee. Knee. And then take a breath and then give the saw. It's like you build a little suspense. Right? Nisa. Ornamentation. Simplest kind of ornament is just adding one note, a single note to the main note. All right, that's a gummick. So we're going to gummick the saw with a knee. We're going to give it a touch of knee, knee saw. Alright, instead of just a long saw, you can kind of break it. It kind of turns it into a few saws. Sa. Sa, ni, sa, ni. Now it's a few knees. Sa, ni, sa, ni, sa, ni, sa, ni. Ni, sa, ni, sa. Pa, ni, sa, re, ga. Raga, raga. Ga's the note in my mind. I can use the other notes, play around with other notes, come back to the ga. Re, ma, ga. Almost never re, ga, ma. Right? Don't do re, ga, ma, generally speaking. Re, ma, ga. You can always drop from ga straight down to sa if you want. Sa, re, ma, ga. Sa, re, ga. Re, ma, ga. Sa, re, ga. Sa, re, ma, ga. Re, ga. Re, ga. Re, ga, sa. When you're ready to come back to sa, slide through the re to get to the sa. Ga, sa. Ma, ga, re, ga, re, sa. Pa, ni, sa, re, ga, sa. There I didn't even try to slide. I just went straight ga to sa. All right? Ma, ga, re, ga, re, sa. Morky. Ma, ga, re, ga. Ma, ga, re, ga. Ma, ga, re, ga. A little bit of a surprise, come all the way down to the knee, show a knee, and then come up to the saw. Magare ga resa nisa ni. Resa nisa ni. Use the notes in the middle, slide through them. You don't always have to hit the knee. Ma pa ni sa, ma pa sa. All right, hey, that was a good review of essentially what we did yesterday. Key phrases, fundamentals of Alap. We're playing without rhythm. We're playing slow. We're in a mellow Tilak Kamod mood. Tilak Kamod is a mellow raga, for me anyway. Very calm raga. Evening raga. Peaceful. Play slow. Don't be in a hurry. Take a deep breath. Can you remember it? Take a deep breath. Consciously, continuously breathe outwards. Enjoy the music. Enjoy each note. Make each note sound good. Get good tone. We're playing on a Bansuri. Produces the most beautiful sound of any instrument on the planet. Let's get good, nice, beautiful tones out of our Bansuri. Listen for the pitch. Try to play in tune. And follow the rules of the raga. Add on some ornaments. And enjoy your Bansuri playing. Goodbye. Just kidding. We're not done yet. Let's go ahead and focus on some rhythm now. I taught this about 11 months ago when I was in Dharwad in northern Karnataka region of many famous vocalists, including Bimson Joshi, who lived or was born in Gadag nearby, and his Guru Bai, Gungu Bai Hungal, whose house I visited in Hubli nearby. And Bimson sang Tilak Kamod, this composition right here. And so when I was there, I asked my vocal guru, Kumar Mardur, to teach me Tilak Kamod in the Bimson Joshi style. Actually, he probably learned it from his guru, Sawai Gandharv, who also sung it. You can listen to both of their renditions. Actually, they probably each have multiple recordings of it, but there are some up on bansuribliss.com/tilak-kamod, TILAK-KAMOD. So let me go ahead and open up this PDF here. Let me share my screen. Tilak Kamod Ektal composition in Bansuri Bliss Academy in the Tilak Kamod course. Hey, become a Bansuri Bliss member and you can access that. Go find this PDF right there, download it, 2 pages. So what do we have here? We've got the asthai, 3-line asthai, right? Line, cutting it off from some variations, different ways to play line 1, and some explanations, or we'll say translations of the lyrics which fall under the note that they're intended to be sung on. Vary it as you wish. Listen to Bimson Joshi sing it. You'll hear him varying the main line, improvising on the main line, keeping the words usually, but changing the notes around. The notes and the placement of the notes, the rhythm. So anyway, let's play it as written to begin with. 12 beats. We can see 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 12. We've got 6 divisions, vibhags, each with 2 matras, beats. We've got a sum on beat 1. Sum is always beat 1. We have a tali, a clap on beat 1. We have a kali, a wave on beat 7. All right. There's actually, it's going to be truly, it would be tali, kali, tali, kali, tali, tali. All right, so it's going to be a clap, 2, 3, 4, clap, 2, 3, 4, clap, 2, clap, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Clap, wave, clap, wave, clap, clap, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Alright, but at its simplest, if you want to simplify it, just know that beat 1's your sum, beat 7 is one of your 2 Kalis, but the only one that I generally think about is that beat 1 sum, beat 7 is Kali is the simplest way. So with that being said, what else we need to know? Din din dage trekka tuna cut dage trekka dina din din dage trekka tuna cut dage trekka dina is what we're gonna hear when we hit play. Not in Tintal though. We're gonna switch this up to Ektal. I'm going to slow down a little bit. It was at 188. I'm going to put it at 172 beats per minute right now. You can play it slower or faster if you want. Why don't you first make sure you can play the line with no drums in the background, all right? First off, how are you going to play Gaga? Gaga sa. Gaga sa. Don't use your tongue. Tutu, all right? Beginner flute players almost certainly going to default using their tongue because they have the 2 gahs there. And you'll notice that if you just blow, you're only going to get 1 gah. So how are you going to get 2 gahs? You could do that, but you could just use your finger. Maga, maga, masa. Alright? Maga, maga, resa. Gaga, sa. Let's put a gummick on every note. Maga, maga is easy to do, right? Maga, maga, masa. You got to go up to go down, unless there's an extra note in between, and then you could slide through that. So we could do maga, maga, masa, or maga, maga, resa. I'm probably going to do it. To me, it sounds better. Maga, maga, masa. The gummicks are not intended to be very noticeable, okay? They're going to create a bit more flow and obviate the need to tongue, okay? Gaga sa gare. That means we can play every single note in the first half of the line using a ma gummick. Maga, maga, masa. Yeah, maga, mare. Maga, maga, masa. Maga, mare. Hey, doesn't that make things easy? Gaga, sa, gare. All right, welcome, Gullah Gully. Let's update our roll call. All right. Alright, we're playing Tilak Kamod. Let's put this up here. Pama pagarisa, pama pagarisa. Pa ma pa. You can do all that with da ornaments. Da pa, da ma, da pa. Pa to ga. You could either not ornament the ga, pa ga, or you could slide through the ma to get to the ga, pa ma ga, or you could do another da ornament, da pa da ma da pa da ga. You could make the first 4 beats of the second half of the line all have a da ornament. And then here the ornament's written, just slide through the re. Alright, so if you wanted to ornament, hopefully you'll want to ornament because it'll almost certainly sound better. What you could do, now there are infinite number of ornaments that we could use. The first 6 beats we can use ma on every one of those notes. The next 4 beats we can use da on every one of those notes. And then as written here, just a re sa to slide down to the ga. Da pa, da ma, da pa, da ga. Magarega. Hey, if you want to take it up a notch, Magarega. Instead of just maga, a morky. Remember we did that before. Magarega. We did that during the Alap. Magarega. Pa magarega resa. Magarega ga sa, magarega re. So I could do 3. Could probably do more, but there's 3 more keys on the first line. But don't worry about that if you don't understand what I'm talking about. Keep it simple. You don't have to ornament anything, but note number 2, the 2 gas, you probably do want to ornament that no matter what, because otherwise, you're going to be using your tongue, which won't sound good. Maybe it'll sound good. You could do it occasionally, but... Okay. Moving onwards. Before we go to line 2, we can look at these variations right here and see what happened. What happened in variation number 1? Beats 5 and 6 got changed. You're now going double speed. Instead of ga re, we're just switching out the ga re. Re ga sa re. Alright? Ga re pa ma, re ga sa re pa ma. Re ga sa re pa ma. Gaga sa, rega sa, re pa ma pa ga sa. All right, let's look at the next one. Gaga sa pa ni sa re ma. Gaga sa pa. Down to the paw. Remember, you drop from sa down to paw often. All right. Ni sa re ma. Magare ga re sa. All right. Magare ga re sa. Alright, looking at this, it could be Gaga Sa 3 beats, Pani Sa 3 beats, 3 plus 3. Or it could be Gaga Sa Pa, Ni Sa Re Ma, 4 plus 4. Make sure you can get those 8 beats first. We're down here. Gaga Sa Pa, Ni Sa Re Ma. Now we've got 2 miles in a row. Alright, and we're going to be going double speed on the next ma. So I'm probably going to tongue that one right there. Tu woo woo, magare ga arisa. Tu woo woo woo. Alright, let's look at the third line, third variation. Gaga sa re ma. Alright, hey, here we're going to break the scale. We haven't done this yesterday or today. Yesterday and today, hey, I even emailed Banu. Banu asked me about the da. Do you always go down from a da? Almost always, but here we can see that that rule gets broken. Padanita. Alright, padanita pa. Alright, that's 4x speed. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, padanita. It's got to be fast if we do it. Let's see what happens. Alright, it's tricky. I'll say first off, since it's already fast, I'm going to leave off this ornament, that pada pa, because that makes it even harder. Alright, padanita. If I did it, padanita pada pa. Yeah, let's just leave that pada pa. Just make that a pa to begin with. Alright, if you're playing fast, that's going to be hard. I don't usually go 4x speed when I'm playing a fast ektal, which I consider this composition to be a fast ektal. But maybe if you're at the start and it's not going too fast and you're good and you practice it, then you can get it to sound good. What if we wanted to just keep the concept but simplify it? Let's just, instead of doing a padanita, just make it pada, right? Pada pa. Re ma pada pa, re ma pada pa, re ma pada pa. Then we could even put that ornament on re ma pada pada pa, re ma pada pada pa. Pada pa. I'm thinking about ways to ornament that while keeping it. Anyway, keep it simple. If something's too complex, hey, you don't need to do it. You should practice it, though. See if you can do it. But then you should also think about it. Hey, maybe it's a little too hard for me to play. Is there a simpler way that I can kind of keep the concept? All right. Okay, let's now go to line 2. Chanchala chanchala chala piare. Let's look at the third line. I think the second line is probably the easiest line of them all to play. Chanchala chala piare giridara ke charanare napare. All right, third line, re ma pa sa. Here we're skipping that knee. We're jumping straight up to the sa. Note that we've returned to Sa. End of the asthai is usually going to return you to Sa. Re, ma, pa, sa, pa, da. Ma, ma. 2 ma's. Ma, ga, ma. All right, hey, any questions, send them in before we move on to the entra. We've done the asthai, 3 lines. You can improvise on any of the lines. When you finish the asthai, return back to the start of the asthai, the gut, the main line.
For the lines 2 and 3,
Yeah.
What is the simplest gamak one can put? Or it's okay without?
Well, let's see. For the pa, sa pa. All right, would that be the simplest? I'm not sure, but since sa pa is usually what's done in Tilak Kamod, and since the greater the distance between the ornamental note and the main note, the greater the feeling, why not do the sa pa? So I'm going to come from above on all of those. Let's go ahead and reopen this. Sa pa. Oh, excuse me. Sa pa, sa ni, re sa, ga re, ga sa. You got to go up to go down. We need to go down from re to sa. So we've got to go up to go down. Sa pa, sa ni, re sa, ga re, ga sa. All right. For any of these, for any composition, print it out, pull out a pencil, write the ornaments on. Generally speaking, the simplest, we'll say the default way is just put ornaments from above on each note. Use the note closest in the scale that you can use, and then look at it, see if it looks correct, and then play it, see if it sounds correct.
In the second vibhag, when you say gari gasa, the ga is the higher ga, is it?
There's only, why would it be any other saw? It's always going to be the note closest. Generally speaking, it's going to be the gummick is going to be the closest note to the main note that you can use, probably from above. Okay?
Yeah.
Now that time I naturally did a ni pa. Ni pa. You could do sa pa, you could do ni pa, you could do da pa on that first note. Now, here we can see that the words cha la go together. So really, if I saw this, I'd probably think it was 6 plus 6, pa ni sa re sa, pa da ma ga. But the words in the comma show us that the sa should connect to the pa. So for that, I'm probably just going to slide down with meend to get to the pa. Cha la, ah. And then da ma ga. So for da ma, I'd probably come from above. Ni da ni ma. Ni da ni ma. Pa ga. You got to go up to get down. So if you're at ma and you need to get down, you got to go up to the pa to come down to the ga. Ni da ni ma pa ga. Now, if you need to get from the da to the ma, you don't have to go up because there's the note in the middle. All right, if there's a note in the middle, you can slide through ni da pa ma. You could. Then the question becomes, does it sound good to do that? Because you were going up, up, up every time for your ornamental notes, and now you're going down to hit your ornamental notes. So could sound strange, but that's up to you to determine. I mean, either way is fine. Here, from the sa to the pa, right there, pa, ni, sa, re, sa, pa. I went up to get down. I went up to the re to come down to the pa. Right? Because my fingers were already doing that, using notes. When you're always using the note above, your fingers are going to be going up and down like this. Right? Note when I'm playing, my fingers are kind of going up and down like that. It's because they're hitting ornaments from above. Final line. You tell me, what's the ornamental note on the re? What's the most likely ornamental note on the re?
Sa is
Why?
the higher one for the re is sa.
I don't know what that means. Sa is below re, so why is sa higher? The simplest type of ornament is called a gummick. A gummick is comprised of how many notes added to the main note?
One note.
Correct. And I default, probably because Pundit Vijay Raghav Rao always taught me, he didn't say explicitly, like, gummick should always come from above, but they just generally always do. So by default, your gummick note comes from above. And therefore, the gummick note of re is going to be what?
Ga.
Ma.
Huh?
Ma is the ma.
Because ma is the closest note to re in the scale.
Sorry, ga.
Ga is the closest note.
Ga.
Generally speaking, you're going to use the closest note in the scale. Okay, you could use ma. You could use sa. But the highest likelihood note is going to be the highest likelihood note that a gummick will be is going to be the note immediately above the main note. The main note being re right here. So the note immediately above it in the scale is ga. All right, so ga re. Now what then would be the ornamental note of ma?
Ma is pa is
Correct, pa. Okay? So all these notes, when I'm giving you ornamental notes, I'm not just randomly coming up with them. Okay? I'm thinking about what's the most likely note it's going to be. The most likely note an ornament will be is going to be the note in the scale immediately above the note that we're trying to ornament. All right, so ga re, pa ma, da pa, re sa. It's easy when we're going up. Okay? We just pick the note immediately above it. Ga re, pa ma, da pa, re sa. Now we have to come down though from sa to pa. That's where things get trickier. Okay? That's why we practice our gummick exercises that I've taught you so that you get used to them and you remember the rule. Not the rule, it's a guideline. You got to go up to come down. We're trying to come down, so we've got to go up. So if we're at sa and we're trying to go down to the pa, we need to go up to what note? Re, correct. Okay? Now it's still at Kamod. It would sound perfectly fine to just slide down from sa to pa because we do that all the time until at Kamod. But if we want to follow our pattern, okay, of our logical pattern of using the note above it, all right, and then it's going to get this nice wavy feel to it, okay, which we don't have to do, but if we wanted to do that, then it's going to be, yes, sa, re, pa. And then, what's the note going to be for the da, the ornamental note on the da?
That's ma.
Well, then we're going to come,
Pa,
we need to get from pa to da.
pa to da.
Remember, what's the basic rule? The basic rule is use the note
Above it.
above it. So what's it going to be?
Pa is the one above it.
We're going from pa to da. What is the ornamental note that we're going to use between the pa and the da?
Ni.
Correct, ni, because
Ni, okay.
ni is above da. We're already at pa. All we have to do is think about where we're going. It's always about where we're going. Okay? We're going from the pa to the da. All right? We're going to use the note above the da. Pa, ni, da.
Yeah.
All right? Now, if we want to follow our general thing of using ornaments that are above, we're going to go from da up. We have to go up to come down. We're trying to get from da down to ma. We got to go up to come down.
Okay.
Da what ma? Da
But it is,
ma. Da what's da ma. We got to go up. We've got to. We have to. We must. We need to do it. We need to go up to ni to come down to ma.
Ni, ma.
Is that guideline understandable? If you're at a note and you want to come down, you better go up to get there. All right? That's why it's trickier when we have to descend. All right? Because
Okay.
now there's a jump. All right? Da, ni, ma. But we could, because there is a note in between here. There's a missing note in the scale. We could use it. Da, pa, ma.
Okay.
All right? Da, pa, ma works fine. We now no longer are always going up, so it's going to sound a little bit different in that we're no longer, it's like if the waves in the ocean, if all of a sudden there's not a wave, there's like a double drop, okay? Where you're expecting it to come up, all right? Try it out. It may sound perfectly fine. Even from that pa to sa, we said we're going to go re sa, but there's a ni in the middle. We could just slide. We could use meend. We can use any ornaments that we want. For me, the first question is, should there be an ornament? Yes, there should be an ornament. What the ornament is up to the musician. Okay? As long as there's an ornament, it will probably sound better than if there's no ornament. Then the question is, which ornament are you going to use? You could always follow your pattern and always use the gummick above. But if you want to go sa and meend down to pa, that's a perfectly legitimate ornament. All right, if you want to go da pa ma, that's perfectly fine. Or you could go da ni ma. There's almost always multiple choices of what note we could ornament with. When I'm thinking of them, I'm probably going to first come up with the most logical one. If you want to do something else, that's fine. But the first thing to my mind is what's going to be the logical thing. The most logical things are generally a gummick from above. And if you need to drop down, you're going to have to go up to get there. Go re. So back to the start of the line. Go re, pa ma, da pa, re sa. Let's just do that for now. Go re, pa ma, da pa, re sa. All the ornamental notes are exactly one note above the main note in the scale. Now, once you're going double speed there, gari ga beats 10 and 11. Sorry, 9 and 10. Gari ga. Then you're probably not going to ornament because it's too fast to ornament. Okay? Ma pa ma I could do. Ma ga ma is probably going to be a little bit easier because ma pa ma. Ma pa ma uses a lot of hand motion. Ma pa ma. So ma ga ma just goes like that. It's a little bit easier. All right? So maybe I'll do that. Remember, any ornament's better than no ornament. So whatever ornament you end up using is probably going to be fine. It doesn't. Sometimes you'll break the logical flow for a reason. The reason usually being that it's easier to do it another way. All right, it's easier to go ma ga ma than to go ma pa ma. And it may even sound better because ma pa ma changes registers and it's hard to make it sound fluid versus ma ga ma is really easy. Okay, so the pro is that it's easy and that it's fluid sounding. The con is that it kind of changes the pattern a little bit. When you're playing fast, the ornaments are hard to hear anyway. All right. Hey, we went into ornaments there. So if you don't understand anything about ornaments and you're watching this, then hey, don't worry about them. Most importantly, can you play the main notes in the line, in the rhythm? All right, let's move on because we're over an hour here. Hey, that's fine. No, you can't play music for longer than an hour. Sure, keep on going if you're feeling good. Because once you put your flute down and start doing other stuff, who knows how many hours will pass before you start playing flute again. So you may as well take advantage of the flute playing mode. Let's go right here. Sumirana koi kare, sumirana koi kare. All right, mama, papa, sa. Remember, we can skip the knee. We often do skip the knee on the way up. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Run, dun, 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 dun. Uh-oh, what happened here? Can you see my screen? Let's just do that again. Here we go. There we go. All right. All right, ma. Hey, we can go ma, gama, 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 pama, 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 gama, pama, gama, gama. Samagama is what I just did right there. Samagama. So remember, the ornaments are up to us. We can choose our ornaments. Most important thing is that we're using ornaments. It's not which ornament are we using. Okay? It's that we're using them. Right? First, it's just binary. You either are or you're not using ornaments. If you're using ornaments, it's probably your music's probably going to be more beautiful. Okay? If you're not using ornaments, then you should start practicing one way or another ornaments. All right? Hey, you could go type ornaments into the search bar of the BansuriBliss.com site, or Gamak, Gamak. Find a lesson all about ornaments, or that has a big focus on it, and practice them. Samagama. Samagama dapa dapa. All right, samagama is not what you would logically think of. That's more just kind of out of ease. All right, we're starting a line. We're not doing anything beforehand. Why not start with sa? Hey, it's the first note, the most important note, samagama. And that keeps it all in the same register. Because if I had to do pama, pama, which is logical, following our guideline of play Gamak from above, pama, pama, then look at all that hand motion that's needed. Pama, pama. And you're changing register. It's going to be harder to make it sound nice. You can do it. Sama, sama, gama. Dapa, dapa. Slide up to the sa if you want. Pa-sa. Or it could be a ornament from above. Re, sa. Sa, re, sa. We've got two saws in a row. Sa, re, sa. Sa, ni, sa. All right, which one you want to do? It's up to you. Sa, re, sa. Sa, ni, sa. Re, sa, pa, da. Sorry, I was playing the end of the line incorrectly. Race and he saw. That's what I was doing right there. Race and he saw. Morky. Race and he saw. Gare, gasa, re, pa, ni, da. Bhajanaka ga, Bhajanaka rata savadana. Pani sa re ga re ma ga re ga sa sa. I think it's going to be easier to, if you look at variation of the ending, variation of the last four beats. Ga sa sa, ga re sa sa, or ga re sa sa. Gare gar sa sa. Just put a sa sa right here is going to be easier than re sa sa. Re sa sa, you probably have to use a little tongue. Alright, sa sa for the last two beats. It's going to be easier. If you want to just play a ga sa sa, you can do that. Ma ga sa could be, that would be the simplest way to play the last six beats. Ma ga sa a. Suka duka mane samana. Final line. Suka duka mane samana. Pa 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 paranita. Another breaking the scale. Okay, we weren't doing that aside from in the composition. We see it paranita. All right, two, 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 two. You could tongue it. Suka duka pa 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 pa, or you can do da pa da pa da pa da pa. Use some gummet. Tu woo 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 paranita. There, I'm probably gonna use my tongue for that very first pa. Right, because it follows these other paws. You don't have to, though. You could also gummick it. It's just now we're at double speed. Gummick on double speed is hard. You could gummick them all. Da pa da pa da pa da pa da pa da ni da pa ma pa ga or so. Back to the start. Let's not I'll let you look at those tones in your own time. They're at 4x speed, so they're super fast. And hey, they're Ramapani Sari Sani is following the scale. Dapamaga Re Sanisa is kind of breaking it straight down. All right, hey, people yawning out there. Hey, it's all right. Hey, we've been on a long time. Let's end that. We did this Ektal. I had taught it in the past. If you have Bansuri, hey, maybe it's on YouTube. I can't remember, but it's definitely up in Bansuri Bliss Academy in the Tilak Kamod course. The one I taught last year, so you can go see that. Compare it to this one. Did I teach anything differently? Hopefully watching it twice or in two different forms extra ingrains it into your mind. Hey, now improvisation is a whole nother thing. I'll say first play those lines over and over and over and over and over and over again. Memorize them, get them all coming out perfectly, and then you can start working on improvising. Okay, single speed, 12 beats, double speed. All right. All right, I find improvising to rhythm in Tilak Kamod is tricky because Tilak Kamod's a Vak or raga. It's crooked. You usually are not going to go straight up and down, and that makes the mathematics with the crooked phrases needing to get it into your tal, your rhythm, trickier than other types of ragas. Any questions out there? We've done Tilak Kamod unexpectedly yesterday and today, and tricky raga. If you're playing slow, it's not that tricky. There's rules, but once you know them, it's fine in the Alap. It's when you're playing fast, for me anyway, that it becomes difficult. Any questions? Hey, down to that shid ga. Sounds good going down to it. Now the question is, how are you going to get back up? Because you usually wouldn't go ga upwards. let's end it right there. Hope you had a good time. Hope you learned a lot. I am Bansuri Bliss Founder Dr. Kerry Kriger. Generally teach every Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. Los Angeles time. That's usually 8:30 or 9:30 p.m. India Standard Time. And I also teach private lessons anytime, potentially. And I've got hundreds of archived lessons up on BansuriBliss.com and Bansuri Bliss Academy, fully accessible when you become a Bansuri Bliss member. So if you're not a member and you like Bansuri, I encourage you to become a member. That's it. Enjoy your Bansuri playing and hope to see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, namaste.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks.